Hi friends, welcome to Willinrow Arts. I'm Lesley and today we are going to do a miniature in a mint tin. So I have this cute little mint tin that I'm going to create a cozy scene inside. I'm trying to come up with different ways I could position this tin. I don't want to remove the lid. I think I'm going to make my mini diorama scene in this position. And what I want to do is make a little cozy scene. It's January, we're past Christmas and New Year's, and let's just do something cozy and cute. Let me know how your holiday vacation went, if you got to have some time off over the holidays. This year, my kids got a week and a half, almost 2 weeks off for the holiday. My kids are in middle and one in high school right now. So they had a long break and we had a really nice holiday, really relaxing. Oops, change where my mic is. I got hidden in my sweater. As I was saying, my kids had a nice break. We just had a nice relaxing, and then I kind of wound up with a little flu type thing, and you can tell by my voice I got a lingering cough. So excuse my voice if I sound like a frog. So this will go in this zone, but what I want to do is cut out a window, just measuring with my quilting square here. So we have our layout. Next, I'm going to panel the back here in the sides. And I'm going to just use stir sticks, coffee stir sticks for my wood paneling. We'll take my little template out and I'm going to glue my wood right to that and trim as needed. I think I'll just use PVA glue. I got my little pump some glue in. I always like to use, I can find a junky brush. So this one has already been used for glue. Go ahead and use that. Take my glue, paint on. Now we're going to start on the wood planking floor. I'm trying to come up with like a little platform. I want to be able to close it still. We will have a little bit of edging of the tin show. This is all in fun and we're not trying to hide it. We're going to know that it's a mint tin. Let's work with planks going across like this. It's the next day. We've added our floorboard in, trimmed the edges, and we can still close our mint tin. So next I'm going to do is I'm going to paint everything. I use a mixture of brown and black. I think I want to make the wood lighter. I like that better. Now I want to make some bookshelves. So I'm just using some of this mat board. We're going to build them right in the scene. I have some scrap fabric that you've seen me use on multiple designs. I think I used this in my Swamp Witch, probably in my Spring Witch, Ice Fairy that I made for Era from Bentley House Minis. This time we're going to use it as a curtain. We're going to put this guy aside, let him dry. I made this polymer clay chair, but not in a usual way. Instead of a full chair, I shaped it more like a triangle. This allows the chair to sit flat against the wall, yet I want it to appear to be kind of tilted in the scene. It gives it a little bit of illusion that the chair is bigger. By reducing the depth of the chair, it takes up less space while still looking like a full-size chair once in place. I think it works. Let me know what your thoughts are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this guy with glue, just PVA glue. And I bought this fuzz for a future project coming soon. It's flocking powder and it looks like really fine cut up yarn. It's soft material. You could use it for teddy bears or whatnot. For this project, I'm going to cover the chair with it and make it look like it's a fuzzy chair. So I'm just going to cover the whole thing in glue and I'm just going to dip them in. Easy peasy. I can kind of do a shake around. I'm going to let this dry and maybe do another dip. I think you can come up with different effects with it. If I kind of mat it, you can come up with almost a leather effect. I'm not gonna mess with this too much because I think I just want it to be a fuzzy chair. It's next day and we have our old bookshelf and our cabin floor aged the way I want it. I want this to look like a loved cabin with a little reading nook, just cozy. So next I made a bunch of mini books. So I printed out some book covers and then I wrapped them around some mat board. What I'm gonna do next is add a bunch of books to the shelves. Okay, that's all the books I have now. Let's go ahead and glue in the chair. The chair is all fuzzy. It looks like a nice, loved, worn out chair. I want to glue a blanket to the chair. I added some tacky glue to the back. So I ended up moving the front floor down to the base because I didn't factor in once adding the window frame that it was gonna make the chair move out. When I designed the chair, I made enough space so I could fit the chair in against the wall and still close the tin. But once I added the window and the curtain, it didn't have enough area down here to close with adding the chair. Does that make sense? So I just moved it down. I wanted it to line up. That's okay. We'll go with what works because for some reason I still want to be able to close the tin. So we'll just go with what works to close the tin. I also have these little rugs. When I made my 1980s house, I made a bunch of different braided rugs. And this is one of the rugs that was from that. And I cut it down and I weathered it a little bit. Let's just leave a book placed on the couch. They threw it down after reading. What else would be a good cozy thing here? Let's see. I feel like we need a little side table. This is my cutoffs of random wood projects I've worked on over the years. Let me see if I can find anything that's like a good table shape. Found this little rectangle shape. I think that might fit. Maybe if we stack some wooden beads, we could make a fun little table leg. Okay, let's take a little bead and some dried flowers and just do a little flower arrangement. All right, friends, I think I'm gonna call it. I wanted to make a simple little cozy project this time around, and I think I succeeded. I have this cozy little worn out chair, books everywhere, and looks like a place I'd love to sit, curl up, and read a book. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon.